Now, in terms of learning, as I had shared in my previous monthly transit video, that I'm going to start up with my Jyotish Fundamentals course. As the name suggests, I'll be covering some fundamental topics, though the range of the discussion will be quite deep. The topics would be fundamentals, and I have received a good response, and a few of them have been added to my Telegram channel as well, where I'll keep sharing some updates. And also I'll be sharing the course details soon, first in my channel and then thereafter on the YouTube video as well. And if you are interested, if you're willing to be a part of the Jyotish learning journey with me, then you are more than welcome to express your interest by submitting the Google form from the description box. And once the Google Forms is received, you will be shared a Telegram channel link. You can be a part of the Telegram channel to continue to receive further details on the course and some other Jyotish tidbits. And I am going to finalize the outlining of the course very soon, and then the course will begin soon. And if you are interested, do not delay, because the seats will be limited. I'll not be able to cater to a lot of audience. So if you're genuinely interested, express your intent and be a part of this Jyotish journey with me. Yeah. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my friend. Today's topic is Mars transit to the sign Libra. Let us do the mantras first. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Vyam Ved Vyasaya Namah Om Gurve Namah. Fantastic. Mars transit to the sign Libra. And I give it a theme, youth has no age. Beautifully said by the great Pablo Picasso. It simply means youth is actually not defined by the age, but by the spirit, the energy, the intent, the passion. And all these things can be maintained at any point in time. So when Mars is going to transit to the sign Libra from 13th of September till 27th of October, for these 45 days, we'll see the exact implications of youth has no age. Okay? So when Mars is moving into Libra, how is the strength of Mars in Libra? So if you recall from my earlier video on transit, that the moment a planet starts its journey from the sign where it gets debilitated, it starts to gain energy. So Mars gets debilitated in the sign Cancer. So as it took the first step some time back and moved to Leo, then it gained about 20% of energy. Then in the second step, it moved to Virgo, which is currently in Virgo. It gained another 20% of energy. And now when it is going to move to Libra on 13th of September late night, as per IST, it will gain, as a third step, another 20% of energy. So broadly, it will have about 60% of total energy, which is quite high, more than half. So merely from the positioning perspective, strength perspective, it is getting or gaining strength. So if a planet is gaining strength, its results will be quite explicit, depending on the placement. I mean, obviously your individual chart will also give a different color to this general results. However, it is important to call it out that energy is getting higher as Mars is going into the sign Libra. Now, second thing, how is the relationship? So while Mars in Virgo, its relationship with Mercury was not that great. It was more of inimical nature. But in the sign Libra, both Libra Lord Venus, both Mars and Venus consider each other as neutral. So from an existing ongoing inimical relationship to a neutral relationship is rather a good progress. So both from strength perspective and from the relationship perspective, so far, we are seeing that this transit is going to be better than Mars transit in Virgo so far. Okay, we are just starting. We're just gearing up. Now, the third thing, quickly, nakshatra. So in the sign Libra, Mars will undergo 3 nakshatras, right? Chitra, Swati and Vishakha. Chitra is lorded by Mars itself. Only 2 padas, because 2 padas of Chitras are already in Virgo. Then Swati is ruled by Rahu. 4 padas. So majority of time, it will have to undergo in Rahu's nakshatra. Because the last nakshatra, Vishakha, though lauded by Jupiter, which is good, friends nakshatra, but only 3 padas will be there. So the maximum duration, 4 pada, will be within the ambit of Rahu's nakshatra, which is not that great. So from the point of nakshatra engagement, it's a question mark whether it is good or not, or it is mixed. We can call it mixed as of now, but we will reach to a specific conclusion by the end of this evaluation. All right. Now, I call it how's the mood, basically, as you know by now. In terms of tattva, so if you see Mars, it is Agni tattva. It is getting into the sign Libra. Libra is lauded by Venus, Jala tattva. Mars, Agni and Venus Jala. Is it not a kind of a Gandanta? And this Gandanta is nothing but a state of confusion for any planet. And when a planet is under the state of confusion, that confusion will eventually get reflected into the results in your and everybody's life. Okay? Now the next thing, in terms of, okay, let me bring a new concept today in this video. If we analyze this from the Kala Purusha perspective, which is Aries is the first house, the lordship, from the lordship of the house. Mars is the lord of Aries and Scorpio. So from Aries sign, where is Virgo? Where is Libra? It is getting into Libra now. It is 7th house. Oops. Why? Because it is MKS and couple of other things associated. And from Scorpio, it is in 12th house. Oh, 7th house and 12th house, both from the Kal Purusha perspective. Now this is not sounding really nice. Now from Guna perspective, Mars is Tamas Guna, as you know, and it is getting into the sign Libra, lauded by Venus. Venus is Rajas Guna. So when Tamas Guna gets the association of a Rajas Guna, or Rajas energy, it is the state of ecstasy. Because then Tamas can very easily pollute the Rajas energy. Because Rajas, the kind of company Rajas is going to get is Tamas energy, which will accentuate the negative attributes of Rajas to the hilt. So the last, I mentioned a couple of parameters in evaluation. The bottom 3 parameters, basically the Guna, the Tattva, basically Gandanta energy, or this Rajas and Tamas mixing up, the state of ecstasy, I call it. And from Kala Purusha, 7th and 12th house association with Mars, all 3, if I sum it up, this gives the conclusion how the journey of Mars in Libra is going to affect all of us. And that gets culminated through the Graha dosha. That is the reason Mars has a specific dosha in Libra. So this eventually, if you look at the theme which I started the video with, youth has no age. And I'm gradually getting towards that. Why I'm saying this, youth has no age? Because when a passionate planet, because Mars, what is Mars? Power, energy, passion. It sets the adrenaline rushing, specifically when it gets into Libra or in the association of Venus. So youth has no age, and you will see why and how very soon when I talk about specific ascendants. Okay. Now, specifically when I say passion or when it gets into Libra and it sets the adrenaline rushing, why is it so? Because it is more about experimentation with sexuality. It can also get into bisexuality theme, a lot of other different and gray areas when it comes to sexuality. And it is all about experimentation with passion. Mars in Libra is about a lot of experimentation in this area of relationship or passion, sexuality. All these things will really come to the fore. You will witness this very soon. And why broadly? Because for Mars, it is first was a state of confusion. It was a Gandanta situation. And when it was in a state of confusion, trying to decipher what is right, what is wrong, at that point in time, the Venus, basically Venus, who was a Rajas energy, it gets the association of Tamasic energy. And you know what can happen? Specifically, when it has a beautiful aspect of Rahu from Aquarius. Beautiful aspect. You will now counter, it has an aspect of Jupiter as well. I agree. But Jupiter aspect will eventually go away. It is there till it's about 35 to 38 days. Remaining 7 and 8 days, Jupiter will move into Cancer. That aspect will go away. And also, Rahu and Mars will give a very tough fight to single-handedly Jupiter. So Jupiter may have to take a step back. Also, as I already mentioned in my previous videos, Jupiter is moving very fast, Atichari. The speed is really high, almost double than the normal speed. So it is busy looking forward. It is not really concerned about looking right and left and giving aspect or helping other planets at this point in time. So Rahu's aspect will really be counted in this case. And then it is going to be a real play of passion. And how this will unfold for each ascendant, we'll get to see very soon. Okay? All right, I'll give you an example in this video. Leonardo DiCaprio. His Mars is in the sign Libra in his natal horoscope. And you know, he has dated more than 30 women by now and counting, still counting. And his preference to date women less than or up to 25 years of age. This is a phenomenon which is jokingly called as Leo's Law, you might be aware of. And recently when he turned 50, he came through with a statement that though I am 50, but I feel like 32 emotionally. So he actually wanted to justify his dating of women of a younger age. So his Mars is in the sign Libra in his natal horoscope. Now, does it mean that everybody who has Mars in Libra in natal horoscope will behave like this? That is not the point. Because there are a lot of other planets which also play its part. But the thing is, if in natal horoscope, this positioning of planet in this way gets association of planet like Rahu, which is currently happening in the zodiac, then things can actually get into that kind of trajectory. Okay? All right. Now, in terms of timing, before I talk about ascendant, let me tell you few ascendant which need to be really, really cautious. Which are those ascendants? The very first ascendant is Virgo. Utmost caution is required. Second, Taurus. Utmost caution is required. Then Aries. Then Scorpio and Libra. These 5 ascendant, you need to be really cautious in this area where I have just mentioned a lot of experimentation can take place. Why, how, and the timeline I'll talk when I get into your ascendant specifically. Okay. Now the timing also I'll cover with each and every ascendant. Before I move on to my ascendant section, let me share something good with you. Today is Teacher's Day, and to express my gratitude to my Guru, Pandit Shri Sanjay Rachi, let me share a giveaway with you. Okay. So those who are needy, kindly drop a message at my office WhatsApp. And whatever question you have, one question, I'll offer you 50% discount on my email consultation charges. And if you are really needy, cannot even afford 50% of charges, you need to share that in the WhatsApp. And whatever dakshina you like to contribute, because it is never advisable to get this kind of consultation for free. To just get rid of karma, it is always good to give some dakshina, regardless of the amount. There has to be some dakshina involved so that you are safeguarded from your karma. So that offer is there, but only to a few of you, because I'll not be able to manage with abundance of requests. Hope you understand. I hope it will reach to the needy people and it will do justice to whomsoever it deserves. All right. So let's start with Aries ascendant. Okay. Now, youth has no age. So where will you feel the effect specifically in your horoscope, in your life, vis-a-vis this Mars transit to Libra? So you are going to feel the effect because Mars is currently or will have about 60% of energy. But you are going to feel about 100% of energy, that kind of Martian effect when it comes to your fitness, your physical fitness, your interest, your focus. I need to stay myself fit. And this has been continued. There is no change. It has been continued from last month or so, which is a good thing. This kind of powerhouse effect of Mars in your life is really good. Okay. Now, when Mars will be sitting in your 7th house, it will, no doubt, it is MKS, Marana Karaka Sthana. We'll talk about it a bit in a while. But it is going to provide you a lot of energy. Your enthusiasm, your capacity to do work will really enhance, which is very good. Whether you're doing work in your office or for your personal space, if you have the energy, you can really contribute meaningfully. That's really good. Now, in terms of timeline, third week of September, please make a note. Third week of September, as Mars gets into the sign Libra, that week is really good. Because the theme is youth has no age. It's a lot about relationship. So that timeline, that week is really good for you to have a nice, effective relationship with people at home, at your workplace, without getting in the proximity of Mars negative trait, avoiding confrontation. So make the best possible use of that time. Now, if I talk about the fourth week of September, then you may be encountering a lot of secrets at your workplace. There can be confrontation. Some secrets can get revealed. Some secrets may get revealed a bit later. So fourth week, you will find that experimentation happening at your workplace. Okay. And see, the MKS effect will also get translated for you, for Aries Lagna friend, as extramarital relationship. Be very, very careful. The situation is, the zodiac, the planetary position is such, you may get into some extramarital relationships. People who are not married, they can simply get into some relationship. Okay. Now, how? It is very peculiar. It will be driven by your physical fitness. Maybe you are getting into some fitness club, or even if you're back from your fitness club, you are showing off you're flaunting your fitness, your physique at social media. Through that, you're trying to attract somebody or gather the attention of different people, and then it is getting initiated. Okay, that's how. But why it will happen? Because if you already have a partner, there is highly likelihood that your relationship with your partner will go for a toss. Why? Because of the bad mouthing. It can be contributed by you as well. Okay, you need to be very cautious how you speak to your partner, what words you're using. So be a bit cautious about that. Okay, now let me tell you very carefully. Remember the example of Leo, who has dated more than 30 women? Third week of October, my dear friend, you have to avoid any kind of physical intimacy in public, in private place. Excuse me. So, because that can be misused. Now, it could be like somebody's asking an intimate photograph from you. Don't send. It can be misused. Do not get into video conversation in private. Such conversation may get taped, may get recorded. Okay. Try not to meet anybody, any unknown person or even known person in private place which have some sort of risky locational connotation. The third week of October, save yourself. There can be some challenges associated with that timeline. Okay. Now, a good news. You might have encountered in the last couple of months your spend on wining and dining or on such activities, associated with the pleasures and intimacy. Spend might have been increasing. Now that will come down. You will kind of disassociate yourself from those activities, and which is a very, very good thing, very positive thing. Challenge for you, one of the biggest challenge would be financial sector. Money, the inflow of money can be a true challenge. Okay, because of Mars transit to the sign Libra. Remedy. So, my dear, for you, there are two specific remedies. First remedy, you have to worship Surya Dev in your own way. Just folding hand in front of Surya Dev. The sun, when the sun is rising, you are ready for the prayer and you are folding your hand. It's a very good prayer in itself, without any mantra. You are recognizing the presence of the sun god. Enough. Okay. The second remedy, which is very, very important for you to get rid of all these financial problems and all these relationship ambit things, you have to worship the Mother Divine. Okay. With these two remedies, you can really get through with this phase quite nicely and with a good experience. All right. Taurus. So, my friend, youth has no age. So, where will this passionate effect, the powerhouse impact of Mars will be felt in your life? It will be felt in your life in the area of relationships. So if you recall, when Mars was in Virgo, or as it currently is, So it was impacting hugely and negatively in the area of your romantic association, your romance. That sort of area was not very calm in your life. Now the good news that negative impact will go away. So your romantic association that can flourish. And the good timing, very good timing, is the third week of September. Make the best possible use of this time to be close to your loved ones, to have some nice trip, to have nice experiences, But everything comes with a price. And the price is, remember, because for you, seventh Lord Mars is also a Marak. And when Marak goes to the sixth house is the house of enmity. It brings some sort of enmity association with your spouse, with your partner, so to say. So because of that enmity, after third week of September, that experience may not be that conducive, that amicable. Okay. So on top of this, the other combinations, for example, the aspect of Rahu and some other things, as I mentioned in my intro portion, will prompt you to get into a relationship. It could be extramarital relationship. It could be another relationship. If you already have a partner or not married, you may get into a relationship with somebody else as well at the same time. This is Mars getting into Libra. Youth has no age. This is a period which is not very calm. It is like the high tide. And moon at least have high tide and low tide. It is like a period of 45 days of continuous high tide. You can imagine. And as you progress towards the fourth week of September, you will encounter a lot of secrecy at your workplace specifically. Now, it is not in your personal space. Unless you do work from home, then both your personal space and workspace are interlinked. So, and then because of that secrecy or those kind of activities, you will experience a lot of experimentation in that area. As I mentioned in the intro, it is all about the experimentation in the area of sexuality, in the area of passion. I hope you understand. You will encounter such things happening. And therefore, let me tell you, I'm going to give you a timeline, which is third week of October. You have to safeguard yourself completely. Do not get into any trap. Your activities can get recorded or you can get attacked in different ways in areas related to sexualities and passion. So do not meet anybody privately at an unsafe location. If you are having a video conversation, try to be full dressed up. Don't try to show or don't try to meet the demand of sending any explicit pictures to somebody. Those can be misused. Those could be circulated. Do not get into any intimate moment in a video conversation. Those could be recorded. So safeguard yourself, please. Okay. Now, remedy. As I shared in the last month, that will still help you. Now, if you are really in good terms with somebody and you want, things should remain easy, calm, try to gift a plant to that loved one, to that person. It will really help you. Gift a plant. And, because it is a Maraka, as I told you, which is in 6th house. So, in such case, another beautiful remedy which will work wonders for you, physical fitness. You need to walk. The more you walk, the better you feel. And this walk should not be in the home proximity. It has to be outside. You have to step out of your home, then walk. Okay? I am not talking about any other outdoor activity like yoga or other thing. I'm talking specifically about walking. Okay? Now, the other remedy which you must do, because the transit is not that easy for any one of us. So we need some sort of blessing. And for you, the very good blessing lies in the worship of Divine Mother. Navaratras are on the way. What else do you need? All right? Gemini. So my friend, where in your life you're going to feel the full powerhouse impact of Mars? Remember, youth has no age. That full passionate impact in your life, you will be feeling in the area of your friend circle. The way you approach friends, the way they approach you, in that vicinity, you are going to see the full impact of this passionate Mars, while it will be transiting in the sign Libra. Okay, we'll see very soon how it happens and timeline. But the good thing, there is some good thing also, sidewise, that your focus will also, while you're interacting with your friends, your intent will also be very nice. Okay, Can I talk something deeper? Can I learn something good from you? And which is a very, very good thing. Let Mars play its part and let you also, obviously you can't stop yourself from enjoying, because that is a Gandanta time, that is a mixture of tamas and rajas energy. That pleasure will be there, but sidelines, you will also get to learn a lot of things. The focus on education, on learning something nice will be there. And this also includes your spiritual pursuits. So I'm very happy to see this, because this is not happening with all of ascendant in this kind of scenario, which is happening with you. So make the best possible use. And in terms of timeline, one of the best timelines for you to make use of this nice experience is the third week of September. As Mars gets into Libra, just get hold of. So whatever interaction you are having, or you will be going to have with your friend circle, try to limit it to this direction. That will actually be very nice experience for you. Okay. Now, but at the same time, as I mentioned, it is the experimentation in the area of passion. So you may get to hear a lot of demands from your friend circle, somebody close to you, very close to you, and you will feel, shall I deny the demand? Shall I meet to the demands? Okay. Somebody may call you to meet at some secluded place at their home, and somebody is not there. So it is your life, your call, but let me forewarn you. Third week of October, please safeguard yourself. Do not get into any such plan, any such desires. Do not send any pictures, any explicit pictures to anybody, which can be misused. Do not get into any video conversation, which could be recorded, right? You understand? And do not get to meet somebody at a private and secluded place. Somebody could be tagged. I am saying to this extent. So safeguard yourself. Okay. Now, in terms of work, good news. While you are learning in this phase, when Mars was in Virgo, it was not helping you in the area of work. You had to put a lot of extra effort. Rather, your initiatives were also not coming handy with you. But now the things will change. Now the things will change. You will feel a lot of enthusiasm. You will have a lot of energy back into your pocket. And you will actually be able to contribute more towards work, which will make things easy. Okay, the troubles will go away from that space. Now, in terms of work, when you are at workplace, fourth week of September, a bit need to be careful, because that experimentation may happen by your colleagues. You may experience some sort of secrecy in there. Some activities may be taking place behind your back. So fourth week of September, just be very, very cautious. Okay. And from finance and property. So see, Mars is basically, you are Gemini Lagna person. So Mars is your sixth lord, and it is sitting in the fifth house, right? And Mars is also your 11th lord in the fifth house. 11th is also about income. So there is a promise for you to get income, but Rahu aspect is also there, and it is also the sixth lord. So taking all these things into account, your income will not be consistent. There can be fluctuations. So therefore, now that you know, there can be some up and down. So you need to plan your expenditure wisely, because otherwise you think, if you're a salaried person, as an example, you'll feel, I'm not a business person, I get a monthly fixed salary, and how does it matter? No, the way you spend, if you have the visibility of the upcoming income, you can plan your spend better, can't you? Okay. And let me give you a recommendation. My dear friend, you need to avoid any major decision related to property in this transit. From 13th September till 27th October, kindly put on hold any investment in the area of property, any purchase sale. You may be cheated, or even somebody who could consider you as the enemy may try to misguide you. So just to safeguard yourself, postpone such activities. And it is very important as a remedy for you to worship Lord Shiva. The moment you start doing it, all these things will go away automatically, and you will get such nice blessings. All right? Cancer. So my friend, youth has no age. So this passionate experimentation of Mars getting into Libra will actually impact the area of work in your life during this transit of 45 days. So that experimentation of Mars, what kind of experimentation? You would have got it by now through my intro portion, but if you have not, So basically, it's all about that intermingling of Rajas and Tamas energy, that Gandanta impact, which is applicable for all the ascendant. So if it is associated with your workplace, there is highly likelihood that somebody at your workplace, your colleagues, the people with whom you interact, they will portray or get through with this kind of energy, right? I hope you get the idea. But the good point, your endeavor, your intent will be sattvic. Somehow, despite all this thing, you will still be able to hold yourself in a sattvic and nice way. And that is a very nice thing. That is a very, very nice thing. Now, the challenge. Suddenly, you will feel like you don't have any zeal left. And because it is impacting your workplace, you will not feel like doing or contributing more towards work. Your relationship with your sibling will also not be that high. You will have to re-evaluate your equations with your siblings. And because of this low energy, you will really need to put in more efforts and re-evaluate your strategy to manage your work in the nice way. Otherwise, there can be some challenges. Okay. Now, excuse me. If you are in business, for example, you may be required to invest a bit more than the normal expenditure just to get to the same level of break-even point. Because, the outflow needs to be increased to get the same level of inflow. That's the situation you will encounter. Now, fourth week of September, when you are experiencing those kind of passionate experimentation done by your colleagues at workplace, though your guna would be sattvic, but there will be some secrecy involved, whether you are keeping some secrets from others or whether they are keeping some secrets from your side. That phase will not be that transparent for you. Okay. And first week and fourth week of October, first and fourth week of October, you need to be really careful at your workplace. Now, if you are working from home, then your workplace basically is intermingling with your home. So then first week of October and fourth week of October, you need to be really careful with people around your home as well, because both are same for you. So when I'm using the term need to be careful or experimentation, I am using it vis-a-vis Mars transit to Libra, carrying that passionate energy. The experimentation with passion, experimentation with sexuality, somebody giving you an indecent proposal, all these things, right? Okay. Now, because from Cancer ascendant, Mars is going to transit to your fourth house. That brings some other challenges in the area of relationship. So to counter that, let me tell you some nice timeline. And this is in the area of your personal relationship. Third week of September is excellent. Make the best possible use of this time, right? It will be whatever activities you will do in this third week of September will give you a very nice experience. So then in this transit, make the best possible use of your experiences, your interaction with your loved ones, your partners in this phase. Okay. And third week of October, you have to avoid in terms of meeting some explicit demand of your loved one, your partner, or somebody who's trying to hit at you. So do not try to meet anybody at an isolated place. Keep yourself safe. Do not get into some video conversation which could get recorded. Do not send any explicit pictures on their demand. It could be circulated, without your information. So safeguard yourself. Okay. And for you, it is very important to do a remedy. You need to worship Shri Krishna. If you do that, then the experiences will actually turn out to be better. A lot of things will turn out to be better for you. And one important thing also, that it is a good time for you to actually invest in properties. If you are willing to do that, it is a very, very good time for you. Okay. Leo. So my friend, the powerful impact of Mars transit into Libra will be actually felt in the area of your higher education. For example, if you are into some Jyotish study or any different kind of studies, higher education, then you will feel the heat of Mars in a big time. And the good thing for you is that your efforts will be like, wow, there will be no delay from your side. There will be no dearth of effort from your side at all. So it means, because Mars is also Agni, and it supports such initiatives which are taken towards its field. It could be somebody is into black magic kind of things, that is also linked and associated with Mars. Okay, so for example, some people say Lal Kitab, such activities. But my endeavor is that you should stick to Vedic aspect of Jyotish. That is always preferable. Okay, your efforts will be in this direction, and it will help you learn in a good way. That is the positive side of this transit. And the other thing is that because Mars is also going to aspect your 10th house, Taurus, so then it will not be an easy roller coaster. It will be a time taking. It will be, your breaths will be up and down, that kind of experience when it comes to learning, even learning Jyotish to that extent. It will not be an easy go ride. Okay. Now, because Mars is also Badakesh for you, remember? And you know that. So it will not make things easy, specifically when it comes to finance. There will be challenges when Mars is getting into Libra. So you need to plan your expenditure accordingly, knowing that your upcoming finance situation because of Mars transit can take a bit of a hit. That's the purpose. Now, in terms of your equation with people at workplace, first week and fourth week of October can be a bit testing. So keep that aspect in mind as well. Now, in terms of personal relationship, see, Mars is getting into the sign Libra. So it is not a very conducive period to have a nice and pleasant experience when it comes to your relationship. Passion will be really high, specifically with the aspect of Rahu from Aquarius. So, but let me tell you, the third week of September is a very nice time for you to have a nice experience, even in the area of relationship. So you need to make the best possible use of this time. And let me also tell you, third week of October, you have to avoid this time specifically in meeting some unwanted demands from somebody. Even the demand looks enticing, need to restrict yourself. For example, don't go and meet somebody in private, a secluded or risky place, right? Or don't send your explicit pictures to somebody. Those could be circulated. Don't get into an intimate video call. Otherwise, those could get recorded without your intimation or knowledge. So you need to safeguard yourself in third week of October. Remember, Rahu is aspecting Mars and Mars is getting into Libra. And you need to safeguard yourself from all these things by worshipping Shri Krishna. Okay? Virgo. So my friend, my Virgo ascendant friend, the area where you are going to witness the full powerhouse impact of Mars during its transit to Libra will be related to your lifestyle changes. And to some extent, it is being continued from the previous month. While Mars was in the sign Virgo. So basically, you will strive to bring some changes to your lifestyle. But you will feel that you are lack of energy. The energy could be physical energy. You are not able to say no to the demands of some other people. Or the lack could be in the area of mental energy. You're feeling yourself not equipped to say no or to resolve internally that no, I need to bring this change to myself. And remember, Mars is getting into the sign Libra. As I explained in my intro portion, there are a lot of different facets to it. And those are going to impact in that specific area. Now, the good thing is a very, very good period basically, where you will have a nice experience with all in the area of your relationship specifically, is the third week of September. That is the time when you are escaped from this so-called passionate energy. Okay? And fourth week of September, there's a lot of secrecy involved in the planetary combination. So some of the secrecy can be exposed to you this way or that way, but there is highly likelihood that some of the secrecy will come to your attention a bit later. So keep your eyes open. And this secrecy is specifically in the area of the passion, the relationships. Okay. Now, on this juncture, let me also forewarn you, specifically because Mars is getting into Libra, a mixture of Rajas and Tamas energy, Gandanta, and aspect of Rahu. So under this scenario, some situations are happening wherein you really need to safeguard yourself. Remember the example of Leonardo DiCaprio given? you know. So that was just an example. So in the third week of October, right, you need to safeguard yourself by not giving into the demands of somebody, even somebody whom you trust completely. And this is really, really important for you, my Virgo ascendant friend. Because Virgo ascendant is one of those few ascendants on which it is impacting to the highest extent. So you will not share any explicit pictures with anybody that can be circulated. You will not get into any video conversation in an explicit position so that could be recorded and circulated later on. And you will not meet at an unsafe place, in a private place. Please safeguard yourself in the third week of October. And another challenge which you may face is that physical health. Because of all these situations, you may undergo a situation where you will feel mentally I'm not feeling very fit, or physically also you may take a hit. And that can also translate to your work area and your wealth area. So it appears that, oh, it is a very, very tough period. No doubt, it is one of the tough periods, no doubt. But then you have a good period also available, third week of September. And I'm also sharing with you a very nice Vedic remedy. Just worship Shri Krishna. And all these things will go away from your life as if Mars was never there. Just worship Shri Krishna. Libra ascendant. So my friend, youth has no age. Remember Leo's example in my intro portion? So the area where you're going to feel this Mars passionate impact will be in the area of your relationships. Okay. Now, see, this phase, let me tell you very good news, is a good transit for you in terms of earning money. Very good transit. But the thing is, when it comes to your desires to get into relationship, to derive those pleasures, will really surpass. And it will not be easy for you to control or to put a check on those desires. Remember, it is Mars getting into the sign Libra, a mixture of Gandanta along with Rajas and Tamas energy and aspect of Rahu. It is not easy to safeguard yourself. Now, but in this backdrop, if I share with you a timeline, which is third week of September, in that period, you still can have a nice experience from this relationship aspect. That's a great thing. So, whatever plans you have to make in that area, make best possible use of this timeline. Okay. Now, because otherwise the period is not very amicable, and specifically among that period, third week of October is specifically where you need to be very, very careful and watchful. Rather, you need to safeguard yourself by ensuring that you are not exposing yourself to risk by meeting somebody at a private and secluded place, by sharing some picture or video, by getting your conversation or discussion or talk getting recorded without your information or knowledge. So you need to be very, very cautious in that regard. And I mentioned that you will feel a lot of energy. You will feel a lot of capability, enthusiasm, and that will help you in your work area. And that will translate into the monetary benefits. So financial aspect will be good. It will be good, as I mentioned. But see, Mars for you, it is your second lord and seventh lord, which is the true marker. And now it has come to your Lagna. So you also need to, it will not impact your physical health. That is the beauty of Mars. It will rather act as a marker for your mental faculty. That's why you may tend to give in to the demands of getting pleasure under the influence of Rahu. And under specifically the period when Mars is getting into the Rahu Nakshatra also. It will, remember, it will undergo Chitra, Swati and Vishaka. And in the middle 20 days out of 45 days transit, it will be in Rahu Nakshatra. Now, fourth week of September, there can be some secrets which you will encounter a bit later at your workplace. In this area, somebody might be talking about yourself at your back, or somebody give you an indecent proposal. I mean, such things can happen. So you need to be careful in that regard. If you want to really stay away from all these things, and you want to put a control and check on your desires also, a very simple and nice Vedic remedy. Please worship Sri Ram. That worship will really help you coming out of all these things and have a nice and pleasant experience while Mars will transit to the sign Libra. Scorpio ascendant. So, my friend, the impact of Mars getting into the sign Libra will be actually felt at your attitude, your behavior level in a very, very big way. Remember, the theme is youth has no age. The actual connotation is that the passionate power of Mars in the sign Libra is going to blow one of your areas. And if it is going to be your attitude, the power you will get to connect with people will be really high. So it will be a very, very good time for you to get into a new endeavor. And if you are already into a such endeavor, which is associated with getting connected with people, like I'm making this YouTube video, I'm getting connected with you. Likewise, if you are a YouTuber, you are a vlogger, and if you are a healer, you are a consultant, you are into astrology, Jyotish, you are into any such areas, you are into beauty product linked with Venus because Mars is getting into the sign Libra, you can actually continue, expand or initiate such endeavor. It will be beneficial to you. Now the challenge associated is, it will be beneficial, but the challenge associated is that Mars is going into the sign Libra, Gandanta, a mixture of Tamas and Rajas energy, aspect of Rahu. So you are going to get a lot of proposals from people, or you may get into proposing somebody yourself. It can be vice versa also. So if you're feeling it is fine, absolutely okay. See, even then, I'll tell you a timeline. 3rd week of September is a very good time. In that phase, proposal made by you or received by you, accepted by you should be giving you a good experience. Okay, but remember, 4th week of September and 1st week of October, this is the timeline when there can be some secrecy involved. Transparency will not be there. So just keep yourself aware about this. And specifically in the 3rd week of October, you need to safeguard yourself by not giving into the demands of anybody. Even if you like to contribute, like going to meet somebody at a secluded place could be really unsafe. Sharing some pictures of yours could be not safe, could be those pictures could get circulated. Or if you're in video call with somebody, keep yourself well dressed, otherwise that can get recorded. So 3rd week of October, you need to keep yourself really, really safe. And now in terms of expenditure and income, though business endeavor really will be good, it can give you a good start, but the challenge is in the area of income. It is not that income will be on the very, very low side. No, income will be reasonably okay. But your expenditure will be on the higher side. Wining and dining, meeting people, clubbing, hosting events, meeting friends. So because your such activities will be on the higher side. So therefore, you need to strike a balance between income and expenditure. That is extremely important. Now, you also need to be careful about any person whom you trust, but actually that person is backbiting. It is actually acting as an enemy for you. The person doesn't like you. So you need to be vigilant in that regard also. Now to safeguard yourself from all such things and continue to have a nice experience throughout these 49 days, please worship Mother Divine. Navratras are coming. Make the best possible use of these Navratras. Okay? Sagittarius ascendant. So my friend, Mars getting into the sign Libra is going to give you a powerhouse kind of impact in the area of your romance. Very peculiar. Remember the theme, youth has no age, and the example of Leonardo DiCaprio. So it is going to give you a good experience, but the passion will also be involved in that experience, in the area of relationship specifically. So in terms of timeline, see, 3rd week of September is a very, very good time for you to interact with somebody, for you to propose to somebody, or if somebody is proposing to you, accept that proposal, or to make a plan with your partner to go for a trip, short trip, weekend trip. So such plans can also give you a very nice experience. So this 3rd week of September, you will not get to face that fiery that extreme passion under the influence of Rahu impact of Mars. Okay. Now, and this is also a very good time for you to learn new things. Very, very good time. Your learning will be digested, and your experience with your family will also be good in this learning endeavor. They will also support you. You will also, whatever you learn, you will like to educate them as well. So that experience is also there. And your friends will also help you in this regard, and you will also help your friends in this regard. But that's another thing, that while interacting on learning aspect, the discussion can take a different shape altogether and get into that passionate zone. That's a different thing, which you need to keep a check. Now, second week of October is a timeline where your passionate relationship will come to the fore at your home. Your partner, you will experience you will try to get into some experimental mode while with your partner in love making, or vice versa. You'll get such demands. So that you need to take care of and manage. In terms of work, that will not be an easy ride. Work during Mars transit to Libra will be a difficult phase, testing phase. So it is better for you to start putting focus or start making planning right away so that it stays streamlined. Okay. And because we're talking about youth has no age, that is the thing. So even at work, you will get to see a lot of secrecy and a lot of proposals, a lot of experimentation in sexuality, in passion from your colleagues. So that can really go up to the high level in the beginning from 4th week of September up till 1st week of October. Extremely high. And 3rd week of October, kindly make a note. You need to safeguard yourself by not indulging into any activity which can harm you later. You may trust anybody, fine. Still safeguard yourself completely. Whenever you get into any video call, dress yourself fully. Do not get into that mode where you can get recorded and that could get misused later on. Do not meet anybody in an isolated place. Okay? Do not share any explicit picture with anybody, and that could get circulated without your knowledge. Safeguard yourself. And as I mentioned, because of work is an area which is a bit challenging, so money can also be associated. That will also not come through easily. So it is better for you to spend wisely and manage your finances really, really carefully. And a very important remedy, my dear. This remedy for you is a must. You have to worship Lord Shiva. And if you do that, my dear friend, you do not need to worry anything. Things will really be calm, easy, and the entire transit of Mars in Libra will be a nice experience for you. Okay? Capricorn ascendant, my friend, youth has no age. That is a theme. So basically, this passionate power of Mars, which is the area where you are going to feel the impact in the area of your relationship, specifically at your home, but overall as well. That's where you're going to feel the power, the passionate power. Okay. Now, before I talk about that, let me also share some good news. So this transit of Mars is also going to push you more towards some transformational aspect. For example, if you are into astrology, fantastic. If you are into healing, some yoga, such kind of healing, different kind of healings are there. Healing could be starting from your motivational talk, into your astrology, into your physical fitness. Everything is a healing. You will do really well. Mars is Agni. It promotes such things, right? All right. And the other very good thing which is happening, which will happen with you, my friend, is that your capability to heal others will actually come back to you in different flavors. For example, it will come back to you with money, with reward, with honor, with recognition, with appreciation, accolades. All such things will also be there. That is a nice thing. Now, a very, very good period, because now that you know things are good, in this 45 days of transit, it is not going to be that easy. It is not calm. The period is very, very high, like high tide throughout 45 days. 3rd week of September is such period wherein tides are, though it is high, it is controlled, like somebody is holding a grip. Like when tsunami comes, before tsunami comes, the sea actually retreats People get to feel, okay, where the sea is going. The beach gets vacant. There's no water on the beach. And the entire water goes back, and then suddenly, 10 meter, 15 meter, 25 meter, 30 meter, that kind of wave comes and hit you. So third week of September is like when sea is getting retreated. So you can make use of that phase, but safeguard yourself from the upcoming tsunami wave. Okay, so fourth week of September and first week of October, while you are interacting and healing people, please ensure that there is no secrecy from your side, because there can be some secrecy in this activity, in this discussion, right? So ensure things remain transparent. Your clients, your associates may try to mislead you by giving some false information. So safeguard yourself. Now, in terms of relationship, second week of October, it is a testing time at home. People at home, because that is the area where you're going to witness the passionate aspect. So what is the testing time? From Mars passion energy, your partner or you, one of these two, can initiate, okay, let us experience lovemaking in a different way altogether. Different ways which are not very easy and calm. So those kind of experimentation can take place in second week of October. Because Mars is Badhakesh for you. Now, in this transit, Mars getting into Libra, this can actually negatively impact your spiritual pursuits. And that is not a good feeling. So, in the other transits, I recall that for Capricorn ascendant, that always takes in a good shape. But this is coming now to put a stab in that. So now that you need to be extra cautious to maintain your spiritual pursuits in the right place and right order. Okay? And to do that, to meet that objective, let me share you a simple remedy. Please worship Shri Krishna. If you do that, the experience will be nice and amicable. Aquarius ascendant. So my friend, Mars is going to transit to the sign Libra. And see, the theme is youth has no age. Why the theme? Because eventually you see Mars is going to get into a lot of passion. So what is the area where you're going to witness this passionate energy of Mars in full multitude? That will be in the area of the way you interact with people. Your interaction, the way you take initiative, the way you interact, the way you bring a lot of new ideas, that will have this Mars passionate energy impact or influence, so to say. So, but remember, along with that, because you are showing a lot of enthusiasm, you are putting a lot of energy, you are coming up with ideas, you are interacting with positive intent, that is going to give you a lot of work. And that is going to also ensure that you are having good amount of income and money also in place. That is a very good aspect. So you need to build on to that. That is a good thing. Now, along with that, if I tell you the timeline, that third week of September is a very, very positive time, then you need to ensure that whatever engagement you are intending to proceed with, you please ensure that you are putting up all the projections, all the ideas, all the initiative primarily in the third week of September or by the third week of September. Because after that, remember, Mars is going to enter into Libra, Gandanta and Tamas and Rajas intermingling, Rahu's influence in a full flow. Remember the intro portion? Things will not be as calm. It is like a high tide throughout, like a tsunami tide. So I told you the timeline. Now you will also get a very good support from your family. That is another icing on the cake from your children, from your partner. Nice support. Okay, that is a very good thing. But third week of October, it is a time I am highlighting it to different ascendant. Right? And let me tell you, it is quite important for you as well. Quite important. Because Rahu is sitting in your ascendant. It can influence you a big way. Third week of October, you have to safeguard yourself from meeting demands of your partner. Whether you trust your partner completely or partially, it doesn't matter. For example, do not go to meet your partner in a private and secluded place. If you are in a video call with your partner, cover yourself fully. Do not uncover yourself, undress yourself, and your call could get recorded. Do not share some explicit pictures to your partner. Those could get circulated without your knowledge. So safeguard yourself. Okay. And the challenge, if you are looking forward to get into a lifestyle change, you will have this kind of intent. I need to change my life, fitness perspective, or the way I work, the way I interact with people. Ultimately interaction is important. That will not come easily. That will not come. So if you're not getting successful, do not lose hope. Now that you know it is not the right period to get success in that area. Okay. But I'll tell you a remedy also. And 4th week of September and 2nd week of October for you is a period where you will experience that people are experimenting with you. Let's say your work colleague can give you some proposal, or you will like to propose to somebody at workplace. But remember, there can be some secrecy involved from your side or from your partner's side. That proposal will not be very, very transparent. It will have an inherent element of pleasures or passion involved underneath, for sure. For sure. Okay. Now, you need to safeguard, obviously. The remedy from safeguarding yourself from all these things and ensuring that you have a nice and easy effect or impact is for you to worship Lord Shiva. If you do that, things will really fall in place, and your entire experience of Mars being in Libra will be really nice. All right. Pisces ascendant. So my friend, the transit of Mars in Libra is going to impact your area of relationship big time. Remember the theme, youth has no age. That theme has a connotation that eventually this passionate power of Mars you are going to feel in the area of your relationships. It means it is going to be a high tide kind of situation throughout these 45 days. Okay, that is point number 1. But the good news along with this, the broader context, is that it is a good time where you will have a good inflow of money, and it is a green signal from my side for you to get into and buy some properties if you are willing for. It is a good time. You will have nice experiences in that regard. Now, also in terms of relationship aspect, 3rd week of September is a very, very nice time where you can experience some nice association from people. Your intent will be nice, their intent will be nice. So if at all you want to get into some sort of relationship, propose to somebody, or evaluating somebody's proposal, acceptance, 3rd week of September is the right time. Making a plan to go for an outing with your family, with your partner, 3rd week of September. After that, it is not going to be an easy ride. Beginning from 4th week of September and then 1st week of October, you will experience that, proposals are there. You are proposing, you are getting proposals, but there is an element of secrecy involved. There will be an element of experimentation involved. Experimentation related to sexuality, related to passion. The embedded motive will be passion, which will not be explicitly mentioned. And on top of that, 3rd week of October, see, Mars is getting into the sign Libra, Gandanta, Rajas and Tamas energy, and Rahu's association. So in 3rd week of October, things are getting really out of place. So you need to it is very, very important for you to safeguard yourself that you don't go and meet somebody at an unsafe place, private place, or if you are in a video conversation, cover yourself fully. Don't undress yourself. Don't get your call get recorded. Don't send any explicit pictures which could get circulated without your information. Right? So safeguard yourself. That is important. See, in terms of your relationship with your partner, it will not be easy. Mars will have its colors. It will cause a bit of breakage, bit of discontentment, trust test. It will be a tested kind of time when it comes to your relationship with your partner, so to say. Okay. Now, in terms of placement by itself, Mars will be in the 8th house, right? So it is not a very, very desirable position to safeguard yourself, and not only from this specific position, but to ensure that you have nice experiences during this transit. You are required to worship Divine Mother. Navratras are coming. Seek forgiveness from Divine Mother. Seek her blessings. If you do that, things will be really nice. So with this, I put an end to my video. I'll see you soon with some other video soon. Till then, Om Namah Shivaya.